Hi, ladies and gentlemen, this is Eddie Marcus here again, spokesman and advocate of basic human rights for all people. Oftentimes I hear politicians and I hear those who have posts that they make on YouTube or Facebook, and when they see that some people are doing some things that just seems to be unspeakable, and they're thinking perhaps that Democrats or others will buy into it. And you hear people say that we Democrats are not that stupid, or Americans are not that stupid. This is to say that these guys are asking people to believe in some stuff that works against them, or to trust where you know there is no trustworthiness. But I'd like to say that yes, many Americans are ignorant. Many of Americans act like they're stupid. And yes, many of them are. We have a group of people that are in America. They represent Republicans. And they have done what every nation that did found out, that if you choose a human God, you are going to be deviled. If you choose a human God, you're going to be deviled. This is what happened in Russia. They chose a human God. And you know all the troubles that take place in Russia. At least you know some of them. Netanyahu in Israel, he's presenting himself as their God. The guy in North Korea, you've heard of him, so you can understand what he's doing. And the guy in China, they keep talking about how progressive China is and how they're investing in this and that. Make you think that China got it going on. But no, they have a man God as well. And here in the United States, they're doing everything they possibly can to get a man God. At least the Republicans are. The Republicans have just concluded that if there is a God, he will serve them and them only. And he will be against everyone else but them. And so they looked around and they found that God. In fact, before they accepted this God, they called this God a devil. They said this was the worst thing that could ever come up in man form in America as a politician running for any office. In fact, there was a young lady by the name of Nikki Haley. She used to be a governor, I understand, and she was talking about being president of the United States. And one while she was with their supporting their man God. Then she started stating that this man was not worth any type of respect. She put him down to the lowest low. But then after a few months, she has decided that politics are important and that the current president, which is a Democrat, is so no good that she chooses to vote for this man God. She chooses to put her support and help this man God to mess over the people of America, to mess over the American system, to mess over all that is America in the name of this God that will protect her and others like her. This is how I see it. But I say to those of you who recognize that they have chosen a man God who has promised to deal out persecution to those who haven't licked his boots, for those who have spoken against him, plan to show how powerful this man God is, how evil this man God could be. And the Republicans support it. The Republicans support him against all Democrats, regardless of if they're white or black, male or female. They support him in all that he plans to do. In fact, they said that he who tried to steal an election had the election stolen from him just to confuse the people. So these people who you say are not so stupid, these people who you say are smart, can support it. This is what I say to you in a situation like this. If you noticed, he's getting by with everything that he tries to do. Going to court and putting all this talk, bad talk against him, and trying to expose him to the people. But nothing is happening to him. He's still out front, advertising and actually running for presidency of the United States. This man God, who has committed every evil that any other person would have done, would have been in prison or dead. So this tells you, yes, he must be a God. He must be a God, but he is an evil God. So what I'm saying to all of you who are not supporting this evil God, why don't you take advantage of this moment? If this man and his supporters will rip this nation of all that it has been and want it to be, and just in order to please this man, and in doing so will screw you, cause you pain and suffering, I say that it is time that the rest of you stop talking about being a Democrat and start talking about God. Talk about the universal God, not the God that will destroy you, not the God that is persecuting, but try this God that has promised you that you could have a career that you can choose that would give you your greatest joy. This universal God isn't talking about taking your family, separating you, sending you to shithouse countries, persecuting you, taking you to Montana, some of the most evil places in this country or outside of this country that you could go. No. Why don't you choose a God that would allow you and your children to have the best education possible? Why don't you choose a God that would allow you and your family to have housing as you desire? Why don't you choose a God that would allow you to have transportation? Better yet, why don't you choose a God that would allow humankind to utilize their gifts to create any and everything that they determine are essentially necessary for a satisfied life? Why don't you choose that God that would make those things accessible to you? Why don't you choose a God that would bring peace to you, freedom to you, prosperity to you, prosperity to everyone, in fact, to bring joy and happiness in your life and allow you to live your dreams in the daytime rather than laying in the bed and sleep? While this other God is talking about persecuting you. And what God am I talking about? I'm talking about the God of Donald Trump and the Republicans. Republicans and Donald Trump are talking about messing over this nation and everybody else that's in it. So I'm asking you, why don't you, everybody else, choose the universal God? See, the Democrats are not going to go all out like this Republican God. He's going to go to there's no extreme that he will not go to. But the Democrats, they can only go to certain extremes. And that extreme will not defeat this evil God. No, just like he's staying out of jail for everything, you still keep running with this Democrat. And I'm not saying the Democrats are bad. They're 1,000 times better than the devil. But the Democrats cannot defeat this liar. They cannot defeat this evilness. You need something more powerful than that. And I'm offering to you the universal God that would allow you to live not in hell, but on this earth, in these bodies, during these times as though you're in heaven, suffering for nothing. I'm offering to you, the American people, the universal God that can show the world what a big mistake they made when they accepted men for gods. I don't know, ladies and gentlemen. I just want to drop that bomb on you and see what you're going to do with it. I, for one, have chosen the universal God. I haven't chosen the evil God. And I'm not spending my hope on a Democrat. I'm putting my faith in the universal God. And you will do well to do the same thing. That way you can live. Otherwise, the future is like the storms and hurricanes that's tearing up every city, town that it goes through. I want to thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. I'm not going to say much more. So until next time, Eddie Marcus saying goodbye for now.